In that island, there's sort of a shallow. Oh, that's a take. Let's go.
Woo! With many of the largest residents having avoided me first time around, I decided it was time to rejoin the Bayswater syndicate after 3 years away. Having previously caught some of the well-known fish like the coconut common at £52 and the Caribbean queen at £47 and a whole host of other 30s and 40s, I was itching to get started.
Very carpy area. Very carpy.
In my absence, these fish have continued to grow, and at the time of my return, the 9-acre syndicate water holds around 50 carp, with the biggest rumoured to be nudging £50. There are 4 main target fish that I'd really love to catch, but to start, the plan is simple, to catch as many as I can. I hit the floor running, fishing 3 4-night sessions back to back, starting on a frosty Sunday morning at the beginning of April. Not ideal.
So on that Sunday, after having a good look around, hadn't seen any fish and had more or less the pick of the lake. There's only one angler staying on, although there were several still packing up. But by lunchtime, most of them were gone. And I decided to start in swim number 8. Now, I've not caught many fish out of swim number 8 in the past, but at the same time, it has been quite a productive one so far this year. A lot of fish have been getting caught near a willow on zigs. So that was my opening line of attack to go in there. But I don't know, pretty soon after getting the rods out, hadn't seen anything, wasn't really getting the vibe that the fish were there. Overnight I had a tench on a zig rig, which was a new one for me. I've never had a tench on a zig rig before. And then this morning, the wind changed to a southwesterly, which is blowing to that end of the lake. Looked really good. My rods were all positioned in the lee of the wind, overcast, windy. If they were there, I'm almost certain I would have seen one jump. By 9 o'clock, I was getting itchy feet. I decided to nip back to the toilet. And when I came back from the toilet, I bumped into Tom Foreman, and he said that he'd seen one out in front of swim 1, which pretty much confirmed my suspicions that they weren't at the end where I was fishing. And I had a little wander down to swim 9, where we are currently stood, and I saw one within 10 minutes. So that sort of reaffirmed that I was in the wrong position. So I had a quick move and moved into swim 9. Now swim 9 is a swim that I've caught several fish out of in the past. It's one of my favourites, and there was a session in 2017 where I, right at the end of March, which is only a couple of weeks different to now, I actually caught 3 out of this swim. A fish called the banana fish, which is now 40, a fish called sparkles at low 30, and a long common, one called the long common, which is again a 30-pounder. So it's a good swim, it's good at this time of year, and the fish are here, so it looks pretty good. With regards to sort of tactics, at the moment there's quite a lot of very low lying weed, so it's the beginning of the weed coming up, like the fresh shoots all over the bottom. And so far this season, they're telling me that there's been roughly 15 fish caught, 12 of which have come on zig rigs. Now, in an ideal world, I wouldn't be fishing zig rigs, but at the same time, I'm not going to cut off my nose to spite my face. They do work here. They've always worked here. That session when I caught them back in March in 2017 here, they were all on zig rigs. So all 4 rods are out on zig rigs. Because it's quite overcast, fairly cool, I've not gone really tall. I've got 2 3-footers out. The one that's down into the bay, which is sort of a known area the fish like to get, I'm anticipating that it's about 8 or 9 foot in there, probably 9 foot. So a 3-foot, 3.5 foot zig is roughly 5.5 foot, 6 foot down. In the middle towards that pole out there, it's roughly 11 foot, roughly. I've caught numerous fish out there in the past, and that rod I've got a 5.5 foot zig, so I'm looking to be mid depth. Where I saw the fish this morning was towards the smaller telephone pole here. It was about 35, 40 yards out, something like that. Again, I've got a I'm going to say I've got a 3.5 footer out there in roughly 10, 11 foot of water, and the left hand rod is out towards this pylon over here, again 35, 40 yards out, and that's on a 4.5 footer. So, you know, I'm sort of between 3 and 5.5 foot off the bottom. It is slightly up and down out there, but they're sort of mid to low zigs because of the weather conditions, and I'm fairly confident. You know, I'm not going to say I'm definitely going to catch one. It's hard lake, there's only 50 carp in here. I now feel like I'm on them. That one sighting, it was the key. It was late morning, probably already missed several before that, and because this swim does have a bit of form at this time of year, and I've got the lake to myself as well. I've got 3 nights ahead of me. Tom's going this afternoon. Obviously people might turn up, but at the moment I feel like I've got the whole lake to explore. The fish, they do jump, you know, they don't jump like crazily all the time, but they do let you know where they are if you keep looking. So I'm going to try and keep the disturbance down, keep my eyes peeled this afternoon, but if it hasn't happened through the night, by tomorrow morning, there's just as much chance that they've left as they're still here. So if I haven't caught, then I will be having a little wander down the bank to swim 8, because from swim 8 you can see the opposite end of the lake, and from here I can see this end of the lake. So I'll be walking between these 2 swims tomorrow morning if I haven't caught, but fingers crossed, I think there's half a chance tonight.
What is it?
I see the pub from here. Now this bay is one of the key areas of this lake. You know, it's a triangle shaped lake with an island. The island can be accessed from all sides. There's sort of no sort of safe zones around that as such. But this bay hasn't really got any swimmers in it. You can stalk in here, but people tend not to be fishing in the bay. And when it gets warm, not even when it has to be warm, they do get in here. They sneak in here a lot, and people tend to look in here in the day, not see anything, and assume the carp aren't going there. And they definitely get in here at night. You know, I've many times been fishing here, and I've caught them at night in here. But also, I've heard them jump in here at night when you see nothing in there all day, not thought they're there, and then they turn up there after dark. So it is a key area. It doesn't see a lot of angling pressure compared to the main swims, and it's got a bit going on. You know, you've got that behind that island. There's sort of a shallow. Oh, let's take. Let's go. Woo! Way! It's the rod in the bay as well, where we've just been.